Next week, we have the end of the season of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, which is crazy to me because, firstly, I mean, 28 episodes is a lot of episodes. So I'm just so pleased and shocked that that this show got as many episodes as it did. That's just so great. It's so nice when there's such a good show that receives such a good amount of episodes that seem to also be like handled correctly. Like it didn't feel like they'd planned it weirdly or scheduled things weirdly or fucked anything up. Like everything seemed like it was done with love and care. I love it. I love it. Have more of this in the anime industry, please. And so yeah, there was that. And also just because it was on so long, I actually sort of got used to the idea of there just being Frieren all the time. Like I just kind of assumed in my heart that it would always be there for me. Sometimes that happens with with shows, you know? Like, I mean, I can assume that with One Piece, but with One Piece I might be right because that show's long. But this show, only 28 episodes, and I'm still having that feeling with it. So yeah, let's jump into the episode. I'm excited to get into this. This is a penultimate episode. Don't know what really to expect now after they've completed that test. And yeah, I mean, we might have like more slice of lifey episodes to round out the season. Let's jump into it. Make sure to support this video on this channel if you can, if you like my vibe, and go to my Patreon account in the description below for full-length, early access, exclusive videos for both this channel and my Gent Watches One Piece channel. The full length is probably what's going to relate to you most if you're watching this video. If you want to watch the whole episode with me, go to my Patreon account, check it out there. Alright, let's jump into this, episode 27 of Frieren. I wonder if we're going to focus more on Stark this time, since we haven't gotten that much Stark lately. She always is when she is around you. Not because of you, necessarily. You know, Stark, maybe it's because you're her comfort person. So when she's pissed, she feels like she can come to you. Oh, the staff. Oh, that's hard to come to terms with. Oh. Yeah. You should keep parts of it somewhere as like a memory. Even if it's not your staff that you're using. Oh! Pat my head. My heart. Oh, my heart. I love those two so much. Kane and Louine. You should be welcoming Denkin in your life. The characters are so cute. Yeah, absolutely. No, you seem like you're in a terrible mood. Yeah, I kind of have the same feeling. You've got a long way to go. Yeah. That was what I was just wondering. Assistant? Frieren. No matter how broken. Oh, she's still trying to get it fixed for Fern. Hey, she's actually legitimately here as a customer, unlike Denkin. If you're too weak. Oh my god. Yeah, it's probably grueling work. God, I didn't even think about the fact that there was more of the test. Aww. He's a good guy. Oh, of course she did. She's so upset. She wants you to understand her. Frieren's kid. Oh. Oh. She asleep? Of course.
感情や感性に乏しい。それが原因で困難や生き。でも一つだけいいこともあります。その分だけきっとフリーレンはあなたのために思い悩んで、彼女以上の死はなかなかいませんよ。
Gonna pat her head. Hold her hand. Okay, I'm just gonna read the rest of this episode through tear-filled eyes. That's fine. Everything will just be blurry, I guess. That's fine. Oh my god. It's such a simple, good deed Frieren did. She's not even expecting any thanks. Okay, what the fuck is the third test gonna be? Yeah.
今の一級魔法使いには協調性がないからな。
面目ありません。
So is he gonna give a really hard test to drop a lot of people out?
フリーレン様ですね。
従来通りの第三次試験では、そいつらは全員死ぬことに。
That's a good point.
ジェリエ様。
謝る必要はない。すべてフリー。
She's too strong.
第三次試験は私が。
Whoa! Really?
今に始まったことではありませんから。それに私はフリーレン様にすような器では。
You guys all know she's powerful enough to be a first-class mage, so just do it. Just say she passes automatically and then test the rest of them. Seems a simple solution.
絶大な魔力で。
ファルシュ、気がついたか？
ファウシ。
彼女の魔力は試験会場で直接見ました。
Yeah, she was suppressing it.
魔力は制限されたものとは思えません。魔力の揺らぎもなかった。
You couldn't detect the suppressing.
その時間を別の鍛錬に使えば何倍も強くなれる。非効率極まりない。
Wow, imagine Frieren could have been more
その非
powerful,
効率が相手の隙を生み出す。
but not as effective at killing demons.
熟練、年の割には技術の甘い魔法使いだが、そうやって魔族を
Relatively unskilled for her age.
それほ
Jesus.
どまでにフリーレンの魔力制限は洗練されている。
That's really
私の
interesting.
知る限り、それをたった一目で見破ったのは魔王。
I mean, we do know there's a few things she's clumsy with.
今、お前が最初の一級魔法使いになってから半世紀が過ぎ
Oh, the first class mage, right?
お前は臆病な坊やのままだな。
Aw.
それだけに残念でならん。これだけの境地に立って
Whoa.
追い先は
Sensei's hair. Nice.
私の魔力の揺らぎが。
第三次試験の内容は
What does that imply? That she's even stronger than Frieren? Like that her mana is more and he didn't notice?
私と
不合格だ。帰れ。
Oh! But
理由を聞いてもいい？
no!
に恐怖を感じている。自分の
Don't do it like this, Serie.
魔法の世界ではイメージできないものは実
That's kind of a good point, but I still think she should
帰れ。
have the
不
chance.
合格。
Oh my god, no!
不合格だ。
Only ubel's gonna make it.
フリーレンだが他の受験者とは異なる理由だ。お前は私が合格
Yeah,
を
that's
出
what I was
すと
thinking.
微塵も持っていない。
It's because of you.
事実でしょ。
一度だけチャンスをやる。好きな魔法を言って
Field of flowers.
花畑を出す魔法。
実にくだらない。不合格だ。
Oh my god, Serie. So.
私一人の力じゃないよ。ヒンメル、ハイター、私。
They're all top
一人でも
class.
欠けていたら倒せなかった。
運が良かったな。
そうだよ。運が良かった。
Man, Frieren's so self-assured. It's inspiring.
どうして私を仲間に
I would be
した
so mad at Serie right now, but Frieren doesn't care.
強い魔法、
の？私じゃなくてもいい。
君がいいと思ったんだ。
You're also cute as fuck.
君は覚えていないだろうけれども、昔僕は
They have
一度だけ
history.
君と会ったことが
Was he a kid and she saved him or
全
something?
然覚えていない。
村に帰れないかと思ったよ。その時、一人のエルフ本当に方向を教えるだけで励ましの言葉一つ口にしなかった。子供心に
So easily
なんて冷
inspiring.
たい人だと思った。
Huh?
君は
Oh, the Field of
僕に
Flowers
花
spell.
畑を出す魔法を見せてくれた。
Oh, so it was an important spell for another reason. It also inspired Himmel, which means she got the journey because of the spell.
ヒンメルたちと出会わせてくれたのは先生が教えてくれたくだらない魔法だよ。
That's so beautiful.
フェルンも同じように不合格にするつもりだろうけれども、多分それはできないよ。あの子はゼーリエの
I
想
doubt
像
you'll be able to. I love that. She has so much faith
人
in
間の時
Fern.
代がやってきたんだ。
何が想像を超えるだ。お前、何が見えている？フェルンとか言ったな。お前、私の弟子になる。
Damn. Whoa.
嫌です。それは合否と関係があるのですか？
あるかもしれない。
No, still.
そうですか。要求を飲む必要はないよ。私がゼーリエに何を言っても不合格になるように。
She will pass
フェルン
you.
は何を言っても合格になる。だってゼーリエの直感はいつも正しいから。
Oh. She knows intuitively.
フリーレンの入れ知恵だな。
A little bit.
私は有望な魔法使いを見逃すほどバカじゃん。合格だ。
Holy shit! Fern's a first class mage, baby!
次。
Oh my god, that episode flew by. Brilliant as always, got me crying in the first half, got me hyped and like emotional in the second half. I mean, there's, oh goodness gracious, there's so much good stuff going on here. That like, this writer, she fucking knows how to hit those emotional beats every time. Like it really gets me how well this series is structured and how nicely all of these characters come together, and wow, it's amazing. It's a masterclass in writing and world building to me. Like this is just absolutely perfect. I really like I really liked at the start of the episode with Kane and Louine, where like Louine was pouting over, you know, the fact that she failed, and and then Kane did her like little teasing, like, "Oh, do you want me to pat your head?" And then Louine just walked over and lay next to her and went, "Go on." Just so, it's so cute. It's like, yeah, actually, kind of, I do right now. And Kane's just like, wow, there's more wrong with you than I thought. Like you're really in dire straits if you're asking me to do that. But that was just like such a sweet moment. I liked all of the moments early on of these characters. I mean, the whole Richter Denkin thing was great as well, because you're seeing like Denkin give him advice and saying like, look, I relate to you. I used to be like you. And because I used to be like you, look at me now. I'm moving on to the third test, you know, like you can too. Like if I can come out of being an asshole and still be me, then you can as well. And not only that, but your power is just going to get stronger and stronger. And then Richter, like, I really like it because Richter, like, I haven't talked about him enough. If he was a woman, I would have gushed over him for a long time. That just shows my fucking double standards, because Richter is a really well done character. Because he's a bit of a dick, and he's like, he is, you know, one of those guys that's kind of, you know, that was kind of exploitative in a way, but he's not doing it for the sake of being a dick. He's not enjoying that stuff. He's just sort of practical and seems to actually care about magic and like, and so I really like that, you know, when Frieren comes in and he's like being sort of snippy with her and being like, oh, you know, you've ruined my day by coming in here, this sucks, and oh, what's this shit that you've put on my table, oh, it's just a piece of wood, like, this fucking sucks, whatever. And then once he starts working on it, he's looking at the staff as he's putting it together, and he goes, Frieren, I'd like to apologize, this is actually a really nice staff. Like, this is really well taken care of. And it and like it's clear this isn't just like an annoying job you're having me doing, this is because for a good reason. So I think there was also probably a part of him that was like, this is something so important to someone, it's kind of nice that she came to me with this, you know, like, this gives me a purpose if it's a staff this nice. So I really liked that. I love Frieren, like, putting the staff together for Fern, leaving it for Fern, but not like waiting for her response. Like, if I did that for someone, I would want to hand it to them. Like, it's selfish, but I would want to give it to them so that I can, like, you know, take the credit for it in person. I'd want to see their reaction. You know, but for Frieren, it's not about that. She doesn't care about the praise. She doesn't need Fern to come and thank her teary-eyed. And there's something, honestly, like, really kind of brave from the writer, in my eyes, to not have Fern be crying here. Like, this is a really, really impactful moment, and we hit all of the emotions, or at least for me, it hit all of the same emotions that scene normally hits. But normally in that scene, the main character is bawling her eyes out over the staff, and like that, you know, that makes me cry so much. But Fern didn't. She looked at the staff, and then she looked at Frieren, and she tucked her in with like a smile on her face. Like, it's such a Fern response to it, and we know how much it means to her without her crying over it. I'm really, really impressed with that that sort of restraint. And I think what that means is, like, moments that Fern does cry will be even harder hitting, if she ever does. But, like, you know, that will hit me so much harder, because I know moments like this don't even seem to make her cry. I mean, maybe she did it off screen, but, like, not, if it was a significant enough cry, we would have seen it, you know? So I'm just so impressed, so impressed by the restraint of the writer there, because if I was writing this story, I would not be able to resist making that a tearful scene. And, like, it's not bad writing to make that a tearful scene. It's still good writing if she was crying over it. But it's just, like, really impressive that the author trusted her characters enough and trusted that the moment hits without that. Fucking awesome. Really, really impressive. And then Serie running the third test and doing it on vibes alone is crazy. Now, I kind of trust Frieren when she says her intuition's always right. Like, if she fails you shouldn't be passing. So, I get it. It still really sucks for someone like Kane. I mean, I'm using Kane as an example because she was the first one to go in there, and she's so sweet. And, like, she just steps in there, and then immediately Serie goes, you fail, go away. It's like, that must fucking suck to hear. Like, she obviously, like, at least Serie did give her some reasons. It was like, you're too in awe of my mana, and you clearly can't see yourself as a first class mage, and being able to see yourself as whatever is the fundamental like necessity of being of doing any magic. And so being a first class mage, you need to be able to visualize yourself as a first class mage. No imposter syndrome allowed in first class mages, which is crazy because I would not be able to see myself as a first class mage. But that's the whole idea, is like you sort of have to have that like ego. You have to sort of like come out of it, or you have to sort of go into the third test going like, if they don't pass me here, it would be insane. It would be like it would be an oversight. So yeah, that's kind of crazy that they fail like that. But we didn't see Denkin or Ubel because they still passed the second test, right? Well, Denkin definitely did because he was talking about it to Richter. I'm pretty sure Ubel did as well. Because I cannot imagine Ubel failing that. Like, if it's about, I mean, it's about several things. It's not just about if you see yourself as a first class mage, but like Ubel, in my mind, absolutely does. Like, maybe I've got a misread of her character, but I feel like that's one of her strengths. She knows she can do it, so like she probably can do it. That's what I think anyway. But I'm curious if they do explore that, because I actually do. I'm curious, like maybe the writer has a different view of her character than I do, and I would like to see what that view of the character is. And then Denkin, I feel like he does as well, but only just. I feel like he'll only just smidge through with a pass. I think Fern kind of passed with flying colors. I love that that idea of like Frieren being like finding out she failed and going okay, and then like walking away and going, oh, but just so you know, you're gonna want to fail Fern with everything you've got. You really intend to fail her, but you're gonna take one look at her and know that you have to pass her. Like, and she even says to Fern, like, there's no way you're gonna fail. And like, that's a brave thing to say to someone, because if they did fail, you've like severely disappointed them. But Frieren is so confident that like Serie has her intuitions and knows her intuitions are right, and that Frieren knows that Fern is that bitch, you know, that she legitimately thought there was no chance that Fern was gonna fail. I love it. Man, I love it. It's so good. It's so good. There's more stuff I wanted to talk about, but I'm too tired. Like there was so much that happened in this episode that I'm actually getting hungry discussing it, so I need to go eat. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode 27 of Frieren. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.